Hey guys, it's Mia and welcome back to another episode of Teen Talk Central. In this week's episode, I want to talk about how to glow up inside and out. As summer is approaching, I feel like everybody wants to have that kind of summer glow up. Also, probably like post-school glow up, post-AP test glow up, post-everything glow up. And I just wanted to give you guys a couple tips and tricks, but also warning, I feel like everybody needs to understand you're already beautiful just the way you are. This is just if you want to enhance the natural beauty that you already have. And I'm not just talking about aesthetics, but growth, overall self-respect, and like long-term confidence that you can build. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely continue listening to this week's episode. Okay, first, I feel like we always hear about glow ups. It's like 24-hour glow up challenge on TikTok or like YouTube, and it's like how to glow up. And I feel like people only focus on the outside part of glowing up, but not actually the internal part. Today, I'm really going to be talking about what it means to glow up inside and out. By the end of this episode, I want you to have a clear sense of how to evolve emotionally and physically without losing who you actually are. And we're going to go from mindset shifts and emotional intelligence to daily routines and confidence tips. And yeah, I hope you guys are interested, and let's get started. So the first kind of idea is like who you are when no one's watching. This is the most important part, I think, of any lasting transformation. First, mental health. Let's normalize therapy, journaling, and emotional check-ins. For me, I have my friends who I can just talk to whenever I want, and that's really important. And if you don't have those people, definitely look for those people, whether that is a friend or a therapist or a family member or whatever. I think you need to unlearn how to negative self-talk, and it's definitely a really long process. You can't just glow up if your inner voices are tearing you down every single day. I think you need to learn how to talk to yourself in a positive light, which will also help you kind of feel more confident about yourself and like really just like give you this like inner glow. And I feel like for me, like once I started taking care of myself first, I realized that like, oh my god, like I not like look better, but it's like I just feel so much better, and like you're giving yourself like a confidence boost. And I think that's really, really important. And I usually start off my day before going to the gym just like looking at my journal and seeing like I'm going to start off with 3 good things about myself. It's not I'm perfect, but it's more of I am enough, I can grow, and I can learn. Those are my 3 kind of top things I always tell myself every single morning, and those really help me as a person to like feel better. And like those do not have to be your words. You can choose something completely different as long as you feel like confident and you feel like positive about yourself. That's the most important. For me, for example, like kind of a personal story, I guess, would be like back in October, I was definitely going through a lot of mental challenges, and that's kind of when I got into like full journaling and stuff, and I realized that like these words really helped me boost my inner confidence. And it's like, oh my god, they're just 3 words, like how silly, but I genuinely think like these helped me a lot into growing into being a better person. Next, I want to talk about emotional maturity, and I think that's self-respect. Take accountability and forgive, and kind of learn how to emotionally regulate yourself. I think boundary setting is really important. We've talked about this so many times, but it's just like learning how to set boundaries with other people, whether that is a relationship that you have or kind of with yourself. I think learning how to say no is really important, and a glow up is walking away from people who actually dim your light without guilt. I think you have to realize at the end of the day, you're the only person that's living your life, so you have to live for yourself. And if somebody else is holding you back from living to your true potential, then you should not be with them. And I think also like practicing your emotions instead of reacting from them is really important. For example, like it's not that you're like a rude person, it could be that you're overwhelmed and not expressing it correctly, but because you don't know how to express it, it comes out in the wrong way, and you don't want that to happen because you don't want people to have a negative perception of you. Next is mindset shifts. I think we talked about this, but comparison is literally a thief of joy, and scrolling is not self-reflection. If you have time to scroll, you have time to work on yourself. And glow up isn't just like I'm better than who I was, it's I'm becoming who I need. And I think people need to realize that you can't spend every day thinking about the person you want to become. You have to live the life that you want to have, or else you're not going to really get anywhere, because the only way you can live the life you want to potentially have is by living it right now. Even if you don't have all the resources to, it's better to do that than to just kind of be like one day, because that one day could be today, tomorrow, in a year, in 4 years, and it's just better to do it now. And I think another thing is like scarcity and abundance. I think the idea of like, oh, there's room for you too is really important. I think that you should kind of be welcoming and open to everyone, and kind of doing things not just because like, oh, it's like, yeah, I guess, but it's like inviting people to do things with you is really important. Now let's talk about kind of like the outside glow up. I feel like this is what a lot more people have already heard of. Skincare. I think skincare is super important. I mean, I'm not an esthetician or anything, but I definitely like have had my fair share of skin problems. I go to my dermatologist, and like, you have to figure out an acne routine that works for you. You don't need 10 steps. I've learned you just need consistency, water, sleep, SPF, and maybe an acne medication or two. I personally use climidamide, azelaic acid, and tretinoin, but then again, like, everyone use only what their dermatologist says. I use 3 products, and then my Cetaphil moisturizer and sunscreen, and that's literally it. And my skin has gotten 40 million times better than using like the Glow Recipe stuff. And like, obviously that works for some people, but for me, my skin, like, it just does not work. Also, fitness. I think, I mean, you know, we've talked about this too, comparing yourself. It's not a punishment. Don't give up yourself a punishment for eating, but it's a way to celebrate your body's strength. I think that you need to remember that like not everybody gets the privilege to eat, so you should see it as a great opportunity, but also don't like overeat and then, you know, maybe start carrying that weight in a way that doesn't make you feel confident. But I think everyone should still eat, and eating is really, really important. Obviously I'm not a fitness expert by any means. And then just like have a really strong routine. For example, wake up, eat, drink water, and stretch. Simple skincare, and that one task can kind of help build your discipline, and like then eventually over a long period of time you will kind of be more disciplined in a certain routine. Next is what you wear can make you feel powerful, not what's trending. Just because everyone's wearing the Lululemon Align leggings does not mean you have to. I mean, if you feel confident in it, that's amazing, but if not, then that's okay. You don't have to wear what everyone else is. And I've kind of slowly found my own style, and I realize I don't like to follow the trends all the time, but sometimes I do, and sometimes they may look good on me, and that is okay. So just like kind of wearing what you want to wear is really important. Next, we have posture and eye contact. I think posture and eye contact and the way you carry yourself makes you just feel more confident. It's silent confidence. It's not like screaming to the world, but it's also like, okay, like this girl, like she knows what she's doing. And people can actually feel your energy before they hear your voice, I feel like. So if you kind of are kind of showing people your positive energy, then people are going to hear that kind of through your body language. And then when you talk, I think the way you talk is also really important. If you're talking to an adult, don't use like TikTok slang, use like actual proper vocabulary and stuff. Next is your digital feed. I think curating your feed, unfollowing accounts that make you feel less than, is really important for that kind of like digital glow up. Sometimes take a weekend off of social media. Your mind isn't supposed to be crowded, so just take some time for yourself. And now I want to talk about how glow ups are powerful, but they come with some friction, I think. When you level up, not everyone comes with you, and that's okay. I think you have to understand the art of letting go. And growing apart, envy, and the fear of being too much is definitely something I feel like a lot of people struggle with. But if your friends are really your true friends, I think they would want you to be the best version of yourself. And if that is just like them supporting you from afar, that is amazing. But maybe they feel like you're not, you know, you guys are not in the same stage, and that's okay. And it's okay to drift apart. And it's something that I think you have to realize when you are growing up and glowing up like inside and out. Not everyone's going to want to come with you. And so here's some practical tips. I think one new habit a month is really important, and you want to revisit them monthly and just kind of like work on them and maybe try to expand them or try to add a new one every month. Who knows, depending on how well you do. Some people say that it takes you about 70 days to kind of solidify a habit. So maybe every 70 days you revisit, see if you want to add one or see if you want to change it. Here's just a little reminder that the most powerful glow ups are slow, quiet, and intentional. Don't tell the whole world that you're trying to do something. Do it yourself and then just let people see your results. I think maybe a question or something that you guys can think about is like, who do you admire and why do you admire them? Is it their hard work ethic or whatever? And what version of yourself are you kind of outgrowing and maybe you want to change and become a better person? So I guess as a recap for this episode, just a reminder that your inner glow is your mindset, healing, and self-worth, and your outer glow is a reflection of that. So if you guys want to start a challenge for yourself, tag Teen Talk Central with your favorite quote or takeaway, and DM me the one habit that you're starting this week, and maybe I'll repost a few if you guys want to. The next episode, we might talk a little bit about relationships, identity, or confidence, depending on what you guys want. And yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing week and have an amazing time taking the AP Psych test if you're taking it, because I'm taking it and I'm a little bit nervous. But I hope everyone is also doing really well with test stress. And if you guys ever need anything, definitely DM me on Teen Talk Central. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in another amazing episode.